The president of South Korea is considering the banning of eating dogs, and car parts are crushed up and snorted in a new bizarre drug trend, and a man has died after downing a liter bottle of Coca-Cola in an effort to cool down. These are the weird stories for Monday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian. I got some very strange tales and anecdotes from all around the earth, and I'm going to try to make them funny. At least they'll be weird. Haha, let's do it. The president of South Korea is very concerned that his country eats dog meat, and he's considering banning the eating of dog meat. The president of South Korea has a very cool name, if you're not aware. It's Moon. Yeah, Moon Jae-in. Moon says that they may ban the eating of dog meat in their country because this is, although a traditional practice, it is becoming an international embarrassment. Yeah, because people will be on your case, especially in the U.S. where dogs have more rights than people. So, anywhere else in the world where they're eating dog is just, it's absolutely appalling to the United States. We will make videos of you if you're eating dog. We will share it everywhere. We will try to embarrass you. Dog meat has long been a part of South Korean cuisine, with about 1 million dogs believed to be eaten annually. Ooh, that's a lot more than I thought. 1 million annually. But consumption of dog meat has declined as more people embrace dogs as companions rather than livestock. That's great because they make very good companions, much better than chickens. They're extremely intelligent, these dogs, unlike the chicken. Pigs, on the other hand, are also equally intelligent, if not more intelligent than dogs. Yet everybody's going to eat them forever, I think. The poor pigs. What are they going to do? No one's embarrassed about eating a pig. The practice of eating dog meat is now something of a taboo among younger generations, even in South Korea. And of course, there's the pressure from animal rights activists that's been mounting. You know how that goes. Animal rights activists, they hate that you eat cute little furry things. We got a quote here from President Moon, who smokes a ton of weed. Hasn't the time come to, prudently consider prohibiting dog meat consumption, bro? Yeah. Imagine if President Moon in South Korea actually spoke like that. That'd be hilarious. He said this at a weekly meeting. South Korea's pet industry is actually on the rise. Did you know? What kind of pets do they have in South Korea? If not the dog, what else do they have? A growing number of people are actually living with dogs at home. Even the president, Moon's got a dog. Yeah, of course he does. Moon is known as a dog lover. He has several canines at his presidential compound, including a mutt that he rescued after taking office. Yeah, Moon gives a damn. He's a stoner. He loves everybody. Moon, of course, is hoping to change some of the animal protection laws. The current law is intended in South Korea to just mainly prevent the cruel slaughter of dogs and cats, but does not ban the consumption of dogs or cats themselves. Nonetheless, authorities have invoked the law and other hygiene regulations to crack down on what are called dog farms and restaurants, especially after international events such as the 2018 Olympics, etc. In 2017, Taiwan has explicitly banned the sale and consumption of dog and cat meat and increased the penalty for animal cruelty as well. So you see some of these Asian countries where eating what we would call pets for us, they're starting to sort of question their traditions. Now, I've never eaten dog or cat, and I'd imagine it doesn't taste very good. Anybody tried it? It's pretty common in China. They'll never change that there. They'll just, China does what they want, and you can F off. But South Korea kind of gives a damn what the world thinks of them, it seems. Anyways, I was wondering if anybody tried this meat. The animals that we eat, it's pretty arbitrary. So I don't completely bash a country for eating dog. It's something that they've done for a long time. And, these sort of behaviors come out of a certain environment, a certain need. And I'm not going to question that. As time goes by, though, if the need changes, then you can swap up your traditions, which is what South Korea is about to do, it seems. They're like, no, we don't we have other alternatives now other than dog. But I'm sure the consumption of dog came about at a time where they just didn't have a lot of options in the meat department. So I don't knock them completely for that. But it's nice to see that they're considering making a change. And I hope they do, because I doubt dog is even tasty at all, it would seem to me. But I don't know. Call the show, 646-450-2012. You got it. People in Africa are crushing up and snorting car parts in a bizarre drug trend. Yes, there's a growing problem, according to an anti-drug director in Africa. The problem is tied to people inhaling ground car exhaust filters. This is a new craze for a drug, and it's not your typical drug. This one's derived from taking vehicle exhaust filters and crushing them up and snorting them, apparently. I didn't even know you could do that. Wow. Very crafty individuals inventing new ways to get effed up. And cheaper, I'd imagine, you know? So this is occurring in the capital of Congo, among other areas, and it triggered a campaign to stamp out the concoction of, crushed vehicle exhaust filters, which currently are related to a whole rash of car part thefts. So people are breaking into people's cars, stealing their filters to get high. In August, police rounded up and paraded nearly 100 alleged drug dealers and users of this drug that they call bombe. Bombe means powerful in the local language. This was following a call to action by Congo President Felix. I can't say his last name, but his name is Felix, which is a name I like. Here's a quote from Felix. "This social phenomenon calls for collective responsibility by the whole nation," he told the ministers. Then the article goes on to describe a situation. We have inside an abandoned shack in a suburb of Kinshasa. A young man seeking oblivion slits open a bag of brown powder, blending it with a couple of crushed pills using the back of a spoon before snorting the bomb mixture with his buddies. Within minutes, the three of them are swaying slowly, scratching themselves in a catatonic state, listening to the band Tool and Pink Floyd. I made that part up. They're in a catatonic state that experts in the Congo say can cause users to just sit motionless for many hours, or even sleep for days. Here's a quote from Cedric, who's a 26-year-old gang leader. "We used to drink very strong whiskey. We were restless people. We would hurt people as well. But with our new drug, Bombe, it really calms you down. You get tired mostly. You stay somewhere standing up or sitting down for a very long time. When you're done, you just go home without bothering anyone. We find it very helpful." This guy's praising the drug because it makes him not go out and kill and rob people. Great. It's a nice community that they have over there. It's kind of, this gang. Wow. Okay. A lot to wrap my head around here, guys. But I guess I'm thankful for the fact that you can snort car filters, at least in this neighborhood, because it's keeping people from being stabbed. Bombe is putting the thugs and the hooligans in a catatonic state. It says here, car owners, police, and drug experts aren't so sanguine. The brown powder is obtained from crushing the ceramic honeycomb core of automatic catalytic converters, the device that cuts the emission of toxic gases in vehicle exhaust pipes. Well, there's a lot of catalytic converters that are stolen in my country, too. I wonder if it's people here making Bombay as well, crushing it up. I didn't know that was what was going on. Mechanics blame the rising demand for the drug on a rash of thefts of catalytic converters, which are coated with metals such as platinum, palladium, and rhodium. Users mix the crushed honeycomb of the catalytic converter with the vitamin pills. Strange. And they typically add sleeping tablets, sedatives, or smoke it with tobacco, but nothing is known about how it works or its long-term effects, says someone named Dandiela Yolembe, the director of the World Federation Against Drugs. Let me say his name one more time because it's fun. Dandiela Yolembe. Dandiela Yolembe. That's amazing. The metals in catalytic converters, if you don't know, can cause cancer. And Dandy Yella Yelembe, just his first name, Dandy, is amazing. Dandy is quoted as saying, "This is not a substance made for us to consume. Are we engines or are we humans? God damn it." And that's the end of the article. A quote from Dandy. Just wanted to get it out there. Yeah, this sounds like people are just ingesting poison, and then they're on the verge of just passing out, dying. Is what's going on here. I think you could just get the same effect from sleeping pills and sedatives. You don't have to mix it with palladium and platinum and rhodium and other chemicals that I think are pretty detrimental to the human organism. That's my guess. But then again, I'm not a scientist. Well, anyways, guys, my suggestion to all of you, for your own safety, don't attend any Bombay parties anytime soon. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man. A man died after downing a 1.5-liter bottle of Coca-Cola. A 22-year-old man in China passed away following a beverage-related freaky accident. He chugged a 1.5-liter bottle of Coca-Cola to hydrate due to the hot weather, and he had a fatal gas buildup. I didn't know you could have a fatal gas buildup from one bottle of Coca-Cola. This is a lot of Coca-Cola, though, so maybe it's more common than I'm aware. About 6 hours after ingesting this massive amount of soda, he experienced symptoms that included a swollen stomach and some severe pain. He was rushed to a hospital in Beijing, sadly. Although the man had no underlying health issues, that's alarming. To not have underlying health issues and still blow up from Coca-Cola, that's a concern. I just assume he had some underlying health issues, or at least acid reflux on a regular. Doctors discovered he had an elevated heart rate, rapid breathing. Yeah, you'll get that from Coca-Cola, that much of it for sure. A CT scan determined atypical levels in both his intestinal walls and the portal vein that supplies the liver with the blood. You guys know the portal vein? I keep mine in tip-top shape. I work it out. I got a portal vein workout routine that I do. You can find it on YouTube. It's kind of like a combination of a crunch and bicycle kicks. That's all a big lie. Let's get back into it. Here's a quote from, I believe, the doctor here. "This, in turn, reportedly caused the man to suffer a hepatic ischemia." Did I say that correctly? I'm a doctor. I should pronounce it better. Hold on, let me try again. He suffered from a hepatic ischemia, otherwise known as shock liver, which is caused by a lack of oxygen to the organ. The staff at the hospital tried to remedy this situation by releasing gas from his digestive system and administering medication, but they were unsuccessful. Unfortunately, the man died 18 hours later, murdered by Coca-Cola. I'm sure he's not the only one. This is a very gassy substance, and if you ingest way too much of it in a very rapid time period, I'd imagine you're going to have some problems. They got a professor in this story, Nathan. Let's see what he's all about. He's a biochemist in London. Thinks he's hot shit. He says the official cause of death is still unknown, but it's highly probable that it was due to a Coca-Cola overdose. Wow, Nathan, you're amazing. How many years of school did you go? Did you go to get that? Come to that conclusion? He suggests that this man could have died of a bacterial infection as well. We're not sure. These bacteria could have formed a pocket of gas in the intestinal wall, which then leaked into other parts of the body, such as the portal vein. More research needs to be done. More research to determine the exact cause of this man's death. Very sad. It looks like Coca-Cola doesn't have a statement in here. I don't even know if they've asked them. Is the Coca-Cola in China different from the Coca-Cola here? You know how sometimes you go to a place and the Coca-Cola is a little bit different? Like in Mexico? Like some places you go and they're using like a different kind of sugar or something. It's like darker, sweeter, not as gassy, I noticed. The Mexican Coca-Cola. Oh, and those big bottles they come in, that's pretty cool. I like drinking my Coca-Cola in a big, tall bottle like that. It's very nostalgic. Yeah. I feel like I'm in one of those old Americana paintings. Who was that famous American painter that painted all that classic, wholesome American family stuff? Anyways, I'm sure you'll think of it. But yeah, I like Coca-Cola in other countries. Some of them don't even give you that fructose that you get here. And if I was going to talk about a soda that's my favorite, though, Jonesy, why would you do that? This isn't about the story. I know. I just feel like talking about my favorite soda, so just sit back and enjoy it, guys. Here we go. Are you ready? Can you guess what it is, first of all, in your mind? All right, here you go. It's Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper is amazing. It's so underrated. Nobody's talking about it. Unbelievable. What is it, like 27 flavors? What's that little... They have like a little catchphrase of some sort. Oh, Dr. Pepper all day, baby. I could do Dr. Pepper. Oh, it's so damn good. Even the diet Dr. Pepper's good. And most diet sodas of the original taste like dog doo-doo. Yeah, like your Diet Coke, your Diet Pepsi, nothing like the original. Diet Dr. Pepper, quite similar to the original. And you can't say that about most diet sodas. And I appreciate that as well. So if I'm stuck and I have to have a Diet Dr. P, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. But of course, I like the original Dr. P. Dr. P's been around for a long, long time, too. If you look it up, it's one of the older sodas on the market. And that gives it some major street cred, in my opinion. So, anyways, what's your favorite soda? You want to call and tell me? You want to email me and tell me? Want to take a picture of you sucking down 1.5 liters of it? Don't do it. Don't. I don't condone that. Disclaimer. Weird AF News, nor Jonesy condones downing 1.5 liters of a soda very quickly to cool off. Okay. You got my email. Oh, you don't? Oh, it's funnyjones@gmail.com. You got my number. Oh, you don't? It's 646-450-2012. You got my IG. Oh, you don't? It's @funnyjones. See ya. Weird AF News doesn't shine for me anymore. Hi, everyone. I hope you had a nice weekend. It's your trusty host, who's I'm not as caffeinated as I usually am. Just got like a base of, I'd say medium caffeine level. Did you notice how chill I sounded today? A little less manic. I don't know. What do you prefer? Half caffeinated or full caffeinated, Jonesy? Here's what I prefer. Very nice individuals like Tony Ellis, who sent me an email. Tony sent it to me through my website, weirdafnews.com, where you can submit articles and write a little message. He wrote, Jonesy, I've been listening to you every day on Alexa for a while now. When I saw this article, I knew I had to share it. Florida's going to have to step it up this week. Thanks for the laughs. Yeah, because he sent me a crazy article about something that happened in Italy. And see, the rest of the world tries to give Florida a run for its money in the strange, ridiculous department, but it's hard to do so. Florida is still reigning champ. Did you guys hear about the Netflix show, the Florida Man Netflix show? I posted about it in the Patreon. Something shocking about the Florida Man Netflix show? Not shot in Florida. I was very disappointed. I don't know how you're going to get that authentic Florida flavor, but they're going to do it. Didn't cast me either. How do you not reach out to me? I can act. Anyways, life is good. Hope your weekend was nice. And I hope you enjoyed the Florida Friday episode. I want to thank everyone who sent me Florida articles. I got a lot of them, and they were wonderful. Thank you. Hope you had a nice weekend. What else? Okay, I left you some information on how you can get at me if you want to respond. I think I'll post a couple phone calls after this. And lastly, I just want to remind you that I have this thing called the Patreon, and if you'd like to support Jonesy as he tries to be a one-man news syndicate in a closet, just give me a holler, all right? Jonesy's out of work, so this is what's going on. You could join the Patreon at patreon.com/weirdafnews. And your money will be put to the production of the show, of course. To keep the lights on here. And keep my website going. Just keep me doing it 5 days a week. Because it's not easy. Get it out there 5 days a week. But we do it, guys. We do it. Well, I hope you enjoyed everything. Please check out the Patreon. Please reach out to me if you'd like to say what's up, or you want to give me a critique, or just tell me I'm awesome or I'm not. You know how to do so. I love you very much, and I'm grateful for your ears. I really am. Thanks for your time. There's a lot of stuff you could be doing with it. There's a lot of content out there, and so I just want to let you know I appreciate you guys giving my show your attention 5 days a week. Thank you.
Hey Jonesy, it's Kirsty. I was gonna message about the pudding situation, but seems everyone else beat me to it. Don't judge black pudding by what it's made of. It's actually really, really nice. I love the stuff. It's good on a full English breakfast especially. And Yorkshire puddings, I'd just make a whole pack of them and make some gravy and eat the lot. Beautiful as well. But yeah, you should get over to England and do some shows. We've got a lot of good comedy clubs and comedy places, so I look forward to you coming by sometime. Alexa, hang up.